Okay, we're actually live on YouTube. That's good. Apologies, YouTube. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you sneezed really loud. Hey, Shoya, welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, we watched a video about bathrooms earlier. It was really good. It was about the coolest bathrooms in America. And some of them were really cool. Some of them weren't that cool. So but one was like a subway cart and it had like graffiti and stuff in it, and that was cool. There was also one that looked like a porta potty, but when you went in it was like a massive hallway and then like a big bathroom. Tina didn't like that one much, and I get why, because it was kind of boring, but that's true. Tina, try sneezing really loudly. It might like sound cool. Should I sneeze? If I sneezed, I think it would just be really loud, to be honest. Are you not gonna? Why won't you fake a sneeze for me? That's kind of fucked up. Yeah, grab the pepper. I feel like you should. It's in the cupboard. You should sneeze. At you. I think it would sound really good. I also think if you did the dishes really loudly, it would also like be a nice sound, you know? Like, okay, fine. That's kind of boring. I don't have any Cajun seasoning, I don't think, at this house. I don't cook much in my own house. I mostly cook at Dylan's house. But like, you know, don't knock on my door. I don't think I'll hate you. I think chat will hate you, but I don't think I'll hate you. Is the thing. We had a plan earlier where Tina was gonna pretend to be the FBI and walk in really loudly, but we decided that's probably not good for an ASMR stream. I also don't think people would find it funny if they didn't know me. I mean, I didn't think you wanted people to know that. I thought that was a secret. I thought people didn't know you were the FBI. Oh, okay. Well, then the FBI was gonna walk in and get me. Hi, Flora, welcome in. Tails, I need clarification. I'm not allowed to have both YouTube and Twitch chat on screen, am I? I don't know if that's like a thing. It might be a thing, I'm not sure. I can now? Okay. Maybe I should set that up. Hang on. How do I do that? Because I'll do that then. I guess I can set up with Streamlabs. I'll do that. I'll set it up. I don't know why I thought you couldn't. Ah, I pressed cancel by accident. I meant to press yes, continue. Does that mean I can also have the replay chat up? I feel like that's too many chats happening at once. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna skip all that. I just want the free version of Streamlabs. Really? Yeah, I think this is gonna be ugly. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, YouTube chat's gonna be kind of ugly for now. I'll set it up properly at some point. Why is it sleeping? I didn't. What the hell? Hmm. I don't know. ASMR didn't put the comments to sleep. Okay, I think this will be good. I don't know, I can't really tell. I don't know, I don't think I did it right. But we'll see. We'll see if it works. If not, I'll keep YouTube open anyway, so it's fine. Why did it do that? Oh, the disabled is fine. Guys, don't worry. Don't even worry about it. Don't even stress. Okay. I'm prepared, I promise. I don't have any stories to tell. It does work, it's just small. Hang on. Hey Jacqueline, welcome in. How are you doing? Hey Zen, welcome in. How are you? Hey YouTube. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna make it chunky. Just because I think it'll be easier to see that way. And I think I can put it up here because it only shows one at a time, which is kind of weird, in my opinion, but we ball. I'm sure there's a setting for that. There should be a background colour, but there's not. I might have to DM you for it because I have no idea about anything on YouTube, to be honest. It was even kind of a struggle to set up this stream. I didn't realize you had to first go live on Twitch and on OBS and on YouTube because I have its plugin, but it like I don't know. Oh, what am I moving? That's fish. What's happening? I think this is good. I think maybe I don't know. I'm just kind of messing around and hoping that it works out. Okay. What should I talk about? What should I yap about? Do I have things to yap about? The store we went to was cool. It was like, it had Christmas stuff in. There was this like Santa figure I really wanted because it was like carved out of wood and then painted and stuff. And I thought it was really cool. And there was like a small version, a big version. But I didn't get them because it's not close enough to Christmas to like make sense. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's crazy to say. But like, it's Halloween. So it's not time. It's not the right time for buying Christmas items. Maybe that is crazy to say. But like I haven't even brought anything Halloween related this year, so I feel like I should wait. You know? I don't know, maybe that doesn't make sense. But it makes sense to me. So maybe I'll go back and buy that Santa and show everyone. Because it was a really cool Santa. What else could I yap about? What's some yappable moments? Don't know. I'm still kind of yet to decide. Again, I was gonna like be prepared and now I'm not. I could read a story. What's something I could read to everyone? That would kind of be cool. I can't even think of anything. My mind's going blank. I could do a script reading and be prepared for next video, but I could also not do that. Is the thing. What's up, Ruth? I feel like Tina is knocking on my door. Tina, are you knocking on my door right now? Or are you just skulking about in the dark? You should be strapped down. You're an addict. I can hear Tina skulking. I don't know if you guys can hear that. She's skulking. Tina, quit skulking. I'm done for the barista script. I could also just grab a script that I want to read. "500 words is kind of perfect. Give me it. Hand it over. Let me be a barista. Just for a moment." Do you guys know Tina really stinks? Like, that isn't a joke that we tell, it's like true. Oh, God, imagine. Good night, Tina. Everyone say good night, Tina. Oh, God, things are happening. Okay, I'm gonna move my chat back over to my main screen. Hang on, I need to move my monitor because it's like blocking stuff. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, good night, Tina. Good night, Tina. Oh God, things are happening. I miss Tina, guys. I miss her so much. I miss her every day. It's like I can still hear her voice. Okay. I don't like this YouTube like box that I have because it like covers my face and I don't like that. I guess I can put it over here. Hang on. I feel like this is good. Yeah, that's good. I'll work with that. Okay. The thing is, right, I don't really know how to record a script while streaming. Should I open Audacity and like stream and record at the same time? Surely that's the play. I think that's the play. No one can tell me I'm wrong at the end of the day. Oh, this Audacity file is going to be a mess. I can feel it. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. My screen is a mess. Okay, it's fine. Oh, also, guys, I'm drinking a Monster right now. That might be a bad idea, but it's the yellow one. Ripper. It's pretty good. It's pineapple flavored. It makes me awake, which is also good because it's like 1 a.m. It hasn't. I can't tell if it's been a really long time or not a long time. If I'm being honest, I don't know. Okay, hang on. So now that Tina's asleep, I can tell stories about Tina and her youth. Because me and Tina have known each other for a while. Like a good while. Like 17 years now, I think. Um, yeah, like 20 years. No, 17. I don't know why I'm saying 20. We met when we were like 5 and we're 22 now, so. Yeah, we're unk, bro. Well, she is, I'm not. I'm young and sprightly. That's what they say anyway. Okay. I feel like I should probably read the script. The thing is, Monster makes me burp, and that's not ASMR worthy. Chelsea, you sure this is 500 words? It feels like a lot of words. Okay. Can you guys tell I'm kind of nervous to read a script live? I feel like we should start with something like less high stakes, you know? I don't know if that's crazy to say. Maybe it's crazy to say. I feel like it's kind of crazy to say. But like, oh, what's happening, bro? This is like the first time I'm doing like an ASMR stream properly. What's like a creepypasta to write? Okay. I didn't know the rake was. Wait, it's about when I was born. No, I was born before the rake was a thing. You guys remember the rake? They're still making new creepypastas. That's kind of crazy. I guess it makes sense. But like, what it is, you know? But like, I didn't expect them to still be making stuff. Is the rake encrypted? I guess technically. Okay. I wish I had a book asset. so people knew I was reading a book. Well, it's not a book, but I should have been more prepared. No, I don't really like these. Okay, it's fine. Next time I'll have a book asset so everyone knows that I'm reading a book. Now I'm just cozy in my blankie. Should I read The Rake? The Rake isn't that scary. I'm gonna read it. During the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange, human-like creature sparked brief local media interest before an apparent blackout was enacted. Little or no information was left intact, as most online and written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. Primarily focused in rural New York State and once found in Idaho, self-proclaimed witnesses told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotions ranged from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. While their published versions are no longer on record, the memories remain powerful. Several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. In early 2006, the collaboration had accumulated nearly 24 documents dating between the 12th century and the present day, spanning 4 continents. In almost all cases, the stories were identical. I've been in contact with a member of this group and was able to get some excerpts from their upcoming book. Do you guys believe in cryptids? I should change the title. I think I'm just going to read creepypastas. Okay. Should I change it on YouTube too? I love the Night Walkers. I'm not a cryptid, I'm real. I exist. Okay, I saved it. So we're all good now. I'd make a good Mothman, that is true. I'm more of a Night Walker though. I'm just legs. The Mariner's Log. Mariner's Log? I feel like it's Mariners. 1691. He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed, I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not come back here again at the request of the rake. I mean, okay, listen. I don't think the rake's such a bad guy. He just doesn't want them to go back to England. Oh no, they must return to England. Maybe he's a bad guy. I wouldn't wish going back to England upon anyone. A journal entry, translated from Spanish, 1880. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand. I will not sleep. His voice. That is kind of me when Val. do Valorant ASMR. That would be really funny, but I don't think it'd be good. It would just be like quiet typing, followed by like screaming in agony. I mean, to be fair, that wouldn't be that bad. I just wouldn't scream in agony. I would. A suicide note, 1964. As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to. I don't know that word. Okay, we're doing word googling time. Assuage. I've never heard that word in my life. I felt it necessary to assuage my guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. And hang on. Let me reread that bit. As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to assuage any guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once, I awoke and I felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once again, I awoke and heard his voice, and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. Found in the same wooden box were 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope. Dearest Lenny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name. That's kind of scary. I'd be afraid. I'd be frightened. That'd make me well sad. From a witness, 2006. 3 years ago, I had just returned from a trip to Niagara Falls with my family for the 4th of July. We were all very exhausted after a long day of driving, so my husband and I put the kids straight to bed and called it a night. At about 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had gone up to use the restroom. I used the moment to steal back the sheets, only to wake him in the process. I apologized and told him I thought he was out of bed. When he turned to face me, he gasped and pulled his feet up from the end of the bed so quickly his knee nearly knocked me out of bed. He then grabbed me and said nothing. Honestly true. But to be fair, in Sherlock Holmes times they were scared of everything, I feel like. After adjusting to the dark for half a second, I was able to see what caused this strange reaction. At the foot of the bed, sitting and facing away from us, was what appeared to be a naked man, or a large hairless dog of some sort. Its body position was disturbing and unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car or something. For some reason, I was not instantly frightened by it, but more concerned as to its condition. The thing is, they are like the classics, but like, I don't know, they aren't scary. The Rake isn't scary either. Well, I guess it kind of is, but at this point, I was somewhat under the assumption that we were supposed to help him. My husband was peering over his arm and knee, tucked into the fetal position, occasionally glancing at me before returning to the creature. In a flurry of motion, it scrambled around the side of the bed and crawled quickly in a flailing sort of way right along the covers until it was less than a foot from my husband's face. I was completely silent for about 30 seconds, just looking at my husband. It then placed its hand on his knee and ran into the hallway, leading to the kids' room. I screamed and ran for the light switch, planning to stop this thing before it hurt my children. When I got to the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and hunched over about 20 feet away. It turned around and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I flipped the switch on the wall and saw my daughter, Clara. The creature ran down the stairs as my husband and I rushed to help our daughter. She was very badly injured and spoke only once more in her short life. She said, "He is the Rake." The Rake is a really dumb name for him. Why wouldn't he name himself something more cool? Like, I don't know, I can't even think of anything that would, like, be scarier than the Rake. I don't think the Rake is a very scary name, though. So, I mean, the concept of him is kind of scary. Because he's just like a naked man that, like, kills you. But, like, the Rake is a dumb name. Honestly, true. My husband drove his car into a lake that night while rushing our daughter to the hospital. They did not survive. Being a small town, news got around pretty quickly. The police were helpful at first, and the local newspaper took a lot of interest as well. However, the story was never published, and the local television news never followed up either. I think if I was a Mario character, I'd be a Shy Guy. But like a pink one. Or like a purple, maybe. I feel like that kind of makes sense to me. Do you guys agree? Nah, I think I'd be Luigi, if I'm being honest. He's like shy and nervous in like a different kind of way. Luigi's just like generally anxious. I feel like Shy Guy has social anxiety. For several months, my son Justin and I stayed in a hotel near my parents' house. After we decided to return home, I began looking for answers myself. I eventually located a man in the next town over who had a similar story. We got into contact and talked about our experiences. We knew of two other people in New York who had seen the creature we now refer to as the Rake. It took the four of us 2 solid years of hunting on the internet and writing letters to come up with a small collection of what we believed to be accounts of the Rake. None of them gave any details, history, or follow-up. One journal had an entry involving the creature in its first 3 pages, then never mentioned it again. A ship's log explained nothing of the encounter, seeing only that they were told to leave by the Rake. That was the last entry in the log. There were, however, many instances where the creature's visit was one of a series of visits with the same person. Multiple people also mentioned being spoken to, my daughter included. This led us to wonder if the Rake had visited any of us before our last encounter. I set up a digital recorder near my bed and left it running all night. Every night, for 2 weeks. I would tediously scan through the sounds of me rolling around in bed each day when I woke up. By the end of the second week, I was quite used to the occasional sound of sleep while blaring through the recording at 8 times the normal speed. It still took almost an hour every day. On the first day of the third week, I thought I heard something different. What I found was a shrill voice. It was the rake. I can't listen to it long enough to even begin to transcribe it. I haven't let anyone listen to it yet. All I know is that I've heard it before. I now believe that it spoke when it was sitting in front of my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason, the voice on the recorder immediately brings me out to that moment. The thoughts that must have gone through my daughter's head make me very upset. I've not seen the rake since he ruined my life, but I know that he has been in my room while I slept. I know and I fear that one night I'll wake up to see him staring at me. Ruth, you distracted me from the rake with your gambling. You're an addict. That's kind of scary. Do you guys think the rake is real? Have you guys ever seen the rake? What do you think it's based on? Because, like, obviously these, like, I'm not going to show him on screen. But I feel like he must be based upon something, you know? Maybe I'm tweaking, but it just seems like the kind of thing that, you know, like cryptids are based on stuff. Yeah. He's just like a guy in the woods. He's kind of scary looking, but he's not like. Is she a skinwalker? Google that. No, apparently not. That's true. I don't know. I thought like maybe he would be like related, but he's technically not a cryptid because he's like a fictional character. None of the like because it's like a creepypasta. None of the like reports about him that I just read are like real. You know, just one guy writing all this stuff, which makes sense. Okay. See, the thing is, I want to read more creepypastas, but I don't know what to go for next. Because Who Was Fine is a classic. I could also go for like one of the actual like good ones. Quote unquote good. Some of them are not very good. You know what? Let's run up Who Was Fine. Um, blue. Blue is your color. Do you guys know about Who Was Fine? I think it comes from 4chan. And it's just like a small piece of text. Okay, I'm gonna read it. So you're with your honey, and you're making out when the phone rings. You answer it and the voice is like, "What are you doing with my daughter?" You tell your girl and she says, "My dad is dead." Then Who was fine? Who was fine, man? Yeah, Tails, keep me company. Tails, who was fine? I don't know who it was either. Who was fine? If Dad is dead, then who was fine? What other good ones? Should I read Ben Drowned? I feel like Ben Drowned is really fucking long. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Why did they make a game? Okay. I need your help with this. This is not a copy pasta. It's a long read, but I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend on this. It's video game related, specifically Majora's Mask, and is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life. Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm, starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64. I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a rather shoddy copy of Super Smash Bros. While beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of being up level 9 CPUs. That weekend, I decided to drive around a few neighborhoods about 20 minutes or so off campus, hitting up local garage sales, hoping to score on some good deals from making over parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, F-Zero, and two other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. I still have no idea why it did. There were no cars there, and only one table was set up with random junk on it. But something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and was greeted by an old man. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd. If you asked me to tell you why I thought that, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there were other people within shouting distance, I would not have even thought of approaching this man. That's rude. That's rude to this old man. I feel very bad for this old man. He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for. Immediately, I noticed that he must have been blind in one of his eyes. His right one had a glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look to his left eye instead, trying not to offend, and asked him if he had any old video games. I was already wondering how I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he told me he had no idea what a video game was. But to my surprise, he then said he had a few wanted an old box. He assured me he'd be back in a jiffy and turned to head into the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but notice what he was selling on his table. Littered across it were rather peculiar paintings. Various artworks that looked like the inkblots from that a psychiatrist might show you. Curious, I looked through them. It was obvious why no one was visiting this guy's garage sale. These weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. As I came to the last one, for some reason, It looked almost like Majora's Mask, the same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding outward. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find that game at these garage sales, some Freudian bullshit was projecting itself into the ink blots. But given the events that happened afterwards, I'm not so sure now. I should have asked the man about it. I wish I did ask the man about it. After staring at the Majora-shaped blot, I looked up and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit, I jumped out of reflex and laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was the standard grey copy. It was the standard grey colour, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realised what a coincidence this was. I asked him how much he wanted for it. The old man smiled at me and told me that I could have it for free, that it used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. There was something weird about how he phrased that, but I didn't really pay any attention to it. I was too caught up in not only finding this game, but getting it for free. I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical, since this looked like a pretty shady cartridge and there was no guarantee it would work. But then the optimist in me interjected. Maybe it was some kind of beta version, a pirated version of the game. That was all I needed to get back on Cloud 9. I thanked the man, and he smiled at me and wished me well, saying goodbye then. At least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that he had said something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine. And there was one save file, simply named Ben. Goodbye, Ben. He was saying goodbye, Ben. I felt bad for the man. Obviously a grandparent, and obviously going senile. I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson, Ben. Crazy conclusion to come to. Like, why would you, that's like a crazy assumption to make about a guy. He must be going senile. He must be. Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file. Eyeballing it, I could tell that he was pretty far into the game. He had almost all the masks, and 3 out of 4 of the boss's remains. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3, and by the Stone Tower Temple, with hardly an hour left before the moon would crash. I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game, but never finished it. I made a new file named Link out of tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood. For such a shady looking cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran, literally just like a retail copy of the game. Save for a few minor hiccups here and there, like textures being where they shouldn't be, or random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little unnerving was at times the NPCs would call me Link, and at other times they would call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug. A flake in the programming causing our files to get mixed up or something. It had kind of creeped me out after a while though. And it was around after I had beaten the Woodfall Temple that regrettably went into the save file and deleted Ben. I had intended to preserve the file just out of respect of the game's original owner. It's not like I needed to save 2 files anyway. Hoping that would solve the problem. It did and it didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. Where my name should have been in the dialogue, there was a blank space. My save file was still called Link though. Frustrated, and with homework to do, I put the game down for the day. I started playing it again last night, getting the lens of truth and working my way towards completing the Snowhead Temple. Now, some of you more hardcore Majora's Mask players know that about the fourth day glitch. For those of you who don't, you can Google it. Sounds good. I hope you enjoy me reading Ben Drowned as you sleep. But the gist of it is that right as the clock is about to hit 000000 on the final day, you can talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears, and you essentially have another day to finish whatever you were doing. It is very nostalgic. I was a creepypasta kid. Through and through. I should have tweeted that I'm doing this and posted on Reddit that I'm doing this. Nah, I can't be bothered. If I'm being honest. Deciding to do the glitch to try and finish the Snowhead Temple, I happened to get it right on the first try, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared. However, when I pressed B to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in the Majora boss fight right at the end of the game, the trippy boxing arena, staring at Skull Kid hovering above me. There was no sound, just him floating in the air, and the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately, my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the area, but no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though, and this kept up for around 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much. I was about to reach for the reset button when text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get the room key from Andrew at the Stockpot Inn. But why is it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if there was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. But I realized how stupid it was. To even think that someone could reprogram the game like that was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen, and again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple's boss. Yes/no. I paused for a second, contemplating what I should press and how the game would react. When I realized that I couldn't select no, taking a deep breath, I pressed yes, and the screen faded to white, with the words, Dawn of a New Day, and the subtext, ! Beneath it. Pharaoh's Porter 2 filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I had ever experienced. The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having the feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale. I'm not normally a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even know existed. It was such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me. I appeared in some weird Twilight Zone version of Clock Tower. I walked out of the clock tower, as you normally do when you start from day one, only to find that all of the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the fourth day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower. This time, they were all gone. What replaced them was this ominous feeling that there was something out there, in the same area as me, and that it was watching me. Hey Sketchy, welcome in. How are you doing? I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow, but at this point, I wasn't even concerned for my avatar. I felt that I personally was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the song of healing, stripped straight from the game itself, but it played in reverse. It got louder, building up as if you should expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did. The constant loop began to wear on my mental state. I'm doing good. We're reading creepypastas tonight, because it's like almost Halloween, kind of. Which is kind of cool. It's kind of scary. I'm gonna time it right, Taylor, so right as you hit into your REM cycle, I'm gonna like read a really scary one. It'll be really frightening. I'll read The Rake again. Every now and then, I would hear the faint laugh of the happy mask salesman in the background. Just quiet enough so I wasn't sure if I was hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones of Clocktown, only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing. West Clocktown had me walking on air. The entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken. As the reverse song of healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I have never felt so alone in a video game before. This guy must have never played Minecraft. Single player, peaceful mode. That game's scary. Do you guys think that? Have you guys ever played like single player peaceful Minecraft and felt like really unnerved? You have lucid dreams? That's really cool. I wish I had lucid dreams. I've tried before, but like, it's a lot of work to like get there. Did you ever feel like you weren't alone playing Minecraft peaceful single player? Especially mining, it felt like weird. Especially the old Minecraft. Exactly, Flora. It is like being home alone. I should move chat up here. Yeah, that looks good. It's like being home alone, but like not in like a good way. But kind of like scary. Maybe scary is not the right word, but like unnerving and weird. It's kind of Herobrine. Herobrine's real, and he makes you feel watched. It's really mean of him, actually. As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of out-of-place textures in the atmosphere or the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted, but I was literally on the verge of tears, and I had no idea why. Hey Eden, welcome in. How are you doing? I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here with this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black and I was just zoned into another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina. I wanted to escape. I did not want to be here. But every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would only say, "Your nights echo far," but nothing happens. By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want me to leave. But I had no idea why it was keeping me here. I didn't want to go inside the buildings. I felt that I would be too vulnerable there to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself at the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place. I mean, it makes sense. I understand his line of thinking. feel like when I'm stuck in a video game, I like stuck by a glitch, I mean. Not just stuck because I'm bad at the game. I feel like the first course of action is to like kill yourself in the game. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless there's a reset button, but where am I? There. Sip of monster time though. As I zoned out and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the happy mask salesman smiling at me. Not Link. Me. With Skull Kid's scream playing in the background. When the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from playing the song of Elegy of Emptiness. I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and ran out and back into self-clockdown, and to my horror, the fucking statue followed me. The only thing I can compare to it is like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or, I don't even want to say it, haunting me. I'd be kind of mad if it was haunting me, I'll be honest. That would make me upset. That would terrify me too. I'd also scream. But I'm easily scared. Has this guy considered that he just might be easily scared? And it's just glitches. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics. But not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped up in it. The terror felt all so real. I tried to shake the statue, but it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to begin to make weird animations I had never seen him do before. He'd flail his arms around or spasm randomly, and the screen would cut to the happy mask salesman smiling again for a brief moment before I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into this sword master's dojo and to the back. I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I wasn't alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried attacking it with my sword, but to no avail. Confused and backed into a corner, I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy mask salesman. I turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of me, of the whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again, as I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again, this time aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared in Southern Clocktown. As I ran aimlessly in sheer panic, suddenly a re-dead screamed, and the scream faded to black as dawn of a new day, and exclamation mark appeared again. The scream faded in. I was standing on top of the clock tower, with Skull Kid hovering over me again, silent. I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters over above my head. The Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. A new song was playing. The Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at the Skull Kid. It actually hit him, and played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text appeared saying, "That won't do you any good. Hee hee." I was picked up off the ground and levitated upwards on my back. Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him. I jumped when this happened. I had never seen this move used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skull Kid laughed, and the screen faded to black. Ellie had to have me reappear in the same place. I decided to charge him, but the same thing happened. Link's body was lifted off the ground by some unknown force, and he immediately burst into flames again, killing him. This time, during the death screen, the faint sounds of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed that there was no music playing this time. No, all there was this eerie silence. I remembered that in the original account of Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the giants. I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again horrifically exploded into flames, and he died. As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, and as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time, Link was lying on the ground, dead in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head was tilted towards the camera, with the Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move, I couldn't press any buttons. All I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply faded out, showing the message, "You've met a terrible fate, haven't you?" before kicking you out to the title screen. Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with your turn, your turn, your turn. Your turn had 3 hearts, 0 masks, and no items. I selected your turn, and immediately was returned to the clock tower roof scene of my dead Link and the Skull Kid hovering over, with the Skull Kids laughing, looping again and again. I quickly hit the reset button when the game booted up again. There was one more save file added below your turn. Hey Fire, creepypasta tastes nice because all pasta tastes nice. Even if it's kind of scary. Even if it's a little bit frightening. There was one more save file added below your turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file was right back where it was before I deleted it, at the Stone Tower Temple with the moon almost crashing. That's kind of scary. How did they even get Ben's save back? I turned the game off at that point. I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked even for me. I haven't played it at all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse song of healing music in my head, and just remembering the sense of dread I felt exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house today to ask him some questions with a buddy of mine. No way was I going back there alone. Only to find that there was this for sale sign in the front yard. When I rang the door, no one was home. So now I'm back here, writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what happened. Sorry if some of this has grammatical errors and whatnot. I'm running on no sleep here. I'm terrified of this game, even more so now that I've relived it a second time writing this all down. But I feel like there's still more to it than meets the eye, and that there's something for me to investigate this further. I think Ben is something in this equation, but I don't know what. And if I could get a hold of the old man, then I'll be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling this game again. I feel like it's already taken a toll on my sanity, but next time I do this, I'm going to be recording my footage all the way through. The idea to record only came to me towards the end. So you see the last few minutes of what I saw, including Skull Kid and the elegy statue, but it's on YouTube here. That's scary. He uploaded it on YouTube.com. I assume .com. It must be .com, it's only .com. Is there any other version of YouTube? What do I? Yeah, I type in youtube.com. I think yeah, it's just youtube.com. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know, is it? I'm going to say this in this thread for a little while longer before I fall asleep, to answer any questions you guys might have, or hopefully listen to your ideas or theories to help me shed some light into this. Or maybe things I should try to do. I think I'm going to play Ben's file tomorrow to see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but this is a little fucked up. But maybe this Ben guy is just a really good hacker/programmer. I don't want to think about the alternatives if he isn't. That's the end of the copy/paste. I'm hoping that maybe this is some kind of running gag the developers had, and that other people have gotten gag or hacked copies of this game like this. This just really scares me. Okay, are you guys ready for post 2? Or do you want a little yap break? My thoughts on Ben Drown so far. I feel like if this kind of thing happened to me in a video game, I would be scared, genuinely. I feel like it would be, like, difficult to find a person that isn't scared of it, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I would be scared of it. Personally. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most people would be scared of it. Especially when it got, like, towards the end with, like, Skull Kid killing you over and over again. And, like, in ways that typically Skull Kid wouldn't kill you. Okay. Post 2. September 8th, 2010. I should drink. I should have a little drinky drink. Is that a good trigger sound? I don't really know. I hope it was. I hope you guys liked it. I looked really hard. Okay. Let's actually read post 2. September 8th, 2010. I'm going to post about what happened and the link footage. But last night, everything got too real for me. I think I'm done messing around with this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread. But last night, the Elegy of Emptiness statue, I had a dream about it. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream. That I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hair stand up on end. I would turn around and that thing, I would turn around that horrible, lifeless statue would be staring with those empty eyes right at me, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben. I'd never before had a dream that I could remember so vividly. But the important thing is that I did get some sleep, I suppose. I'm gonna turn my light off. My room light. I don't think it's helping tracking that much, and it's kind of hurting my eyes. It's just kind of weird. Do you guys find that lights hurt your eyes quite often, like torches and stuff like that? I guess any direct lighting kind of hurts my eyes. I feel like maybe that's just me, but I feel like it hurts my eyes. Is that a thing? I don't know. I think I'm tweaking, to be honest. Today, putting off playing the game as long as I could, I drove back to that neighborhood to see if the old man came back. As I expected, the car was still gone and no one was home. As I was walking back to my car, the man next door mowing the grass killed the power to his lawnmower and asked me if I was looking for someone. I told him that I was looking to talk to the old man that lived here, to which he told me that what I already know. I already knew. He was moving. Trying a different avenue, I asked if the old man had any family or relatives I could talk to. I discovered that this old man had never been married, nor did he have any children or grandchildren through adoption. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question, one that I should have asked from the beginning. Who was Ben? The man's expression turned grim, and I learned that 4 doors down, around 8 years ago, on April 23rd, the man informed me that it was the same day as his anniversary. I knew the specific date. There was an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood. Shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man to get more information, he wouldn't divulge anything else. I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the mask flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound. It was something much more high-pitched. I pressed start, bracing for the worst. But just like 2 nights ago, the files Your Turn and Ben were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seems to fluctuate between displaying the owl save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as they originally were 2 days ago. It seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time, summoning my courage, I selected it. Immediately, I was thrust into complete chaos. Sure enough, outside Stone Tower Temple, but that's about all that was expected. The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather Stone. And immediately, a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Link's body was distorted. His back was cocked violently to the side, where his posture was permanently disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look, as if he was dead. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly back and forth. I examined what had become of my avatar and noticed I had a C button item I have never seen before. Some kind of note. But pressing it did nothing. Sounds played back and forth that I didn't recognize from the game, almost demonic in nature. I was some kind of high-pitched yip, or some kind of laugh, or something playing in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment before another one of those fucking Elegy of Emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into the Dawn of a New Day screen, except this time it was without the exclamation mark subtext. Welcome back, Ruth. We're reading Ben Drowned. I'm rocking with it heavy. I was at Deku Scrub in Clocktown. This scene would normally play after the first time you travelled back in time. Tata would say, "What just happened? It's as if everything has..." But instead of saying "started over," she finished her remark in broken text as the laugh of the happy masked salesman played in the background. Hey Hedgie, yeah, we're reading creepypastas. It's scary story night, I think, kinda. It's because they're haunting me, because I had stir fry at 3 a.m. And noodles and pasta are kind of the same thing. I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle. I was looking from behind the door at the clock tower, watching my avatar run as the Deku Scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go because I couldn't see anything, I begrudgingly went inside the door. There, I was greeted by the happy masked salesman, who simply told me, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" before the screen whited out. I feel like the happy masked salesman is like scary enough. I mean, this whole if this happened to me, I'd be scared. I feel like, specifically Ben Drowned, hearing about it isn't as scary as like imagining if it happened to you. What pasta idea do you have? Is it spaghetti carbonara? Is it pasta and pesto? Is it spaghetti bolognese? Is it lasagna? Is it... I can't think of another pasta dish. My mind's gone blank. Hey Rima, welcome in. How are you doing? I feel like the chat's still like wrong. I need to move it go up a bit, maybe. Oh, I'll take a look at that after Ben Drowned, I think. I was determined to feel it as a human again. I might as well not have been playing the game anymore. I'm doing good. We're reading creepypastas, scary stories. We're like halfway through Ben Drowned, I think. I was being warped around, and there was no sign of a day clock or anything. I took a moment to get my bearings as I looked around the field, and immediately I could tell that this was not normal. There were no enemies, and a twisted version of the Happy Mask Salesman theme was playing. I decided to run towards the woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures off to the side, one of them being a Epona. As I approached them, to my horror, I saw the Happy Mask Salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue just standing there. I figured maybe they were bugged out, but by now I told myself that I should know better. Nevertheless, I approached them carefully and found out the Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation on loop. Same with Epona, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue was doing what it was doing. It has been doing all along, just standing there eerily. It was the Happy Mask Salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other 2. He too was idle, wearing that shit-eating grin. But wherever I moved, his head slowly turned and followed me. I did not engage in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him, yet his head still continued to follow my movements. Reminded me of my first encounter with the Skull Kid on the top of the clock tower. I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played the ding sound when you're supposed to play your ocarina, and tried the song I hadn't played yet. The Happy Mask Salesman's own song, and the song that had been playing on loop back in day 4, the Song of Healing. I finished the song, and as I did, an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky immediately started flashing. The Happy Mask Salesman twisted theme song sped up, intensifying the fear inside me, and Link exploded into flames and died. The 3 figures lit up during my death screen as they watched my lifeless body burn. I can't describe to you how sudden and terrifying the transition from eerie to terror is. You're going to have to watch the video if you want to see firsthand. The same fear that caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago started to grip me again, as I was met with a text. You've met with a horrible fate, haven't you? For the 3rd time. There has been some kind of meaning behind it. There has to be some kind of meaning about that. I had little time to ponder, as I was immediately given another small cutscene of transforming into a Zora, and now I found myself in Great Temple Bay. Hesitant but curious to see what the game had in store for me, I slowly made my way towards the beach, where I found Epona. I wondered why the game had decided to put her here. Was the game implying she was trying to get a drink? Unable to take the mask off, I decided that riding the steed wasn't the reason she was placed here. Suddenly, I realized that Epona kept neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point to me off in the distance. It was a hunch, but I dove into Great Bay and started swimming. Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something at the bottom of the ocean. One last elegy of emptiness statue. I went down to examine it, and suddenly, my Zora started doing a choking animation I had never seen a Zora do before, which didn't even make sense because Zoras can breathe underwater. Regardless, my character choked to death and died. And again, the statue was the only thing that was highlighted in my death. I didn't respawn this time. I was booted back to the main menu as if I restarted the console. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only reason why it would put me here is because the save files had changed again. Taking a deep breath, I pressed start, and I was right. The new save files told me about Ben. Now it made sense why the statue appeared when I tried to go to the laundry pool. The game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape the day or clock town. The 2 save files told me his fate. As I expected, Ben was dead. He had drowned. The game obviously isn't through with me. It taunts me with the new save files. It wants me to keep playing. It wants me to go further. But I'm done with this. I'm not touching any more of the files. This is already way too horrifying for me, and I don't even believe in paranormal. But I'm running out of explanations. Why would someone send me this message? I don't understand it. I just get too depressed to think about this. The footage is up there for those who want to see it. Thank you for the hydrate. The footage is up there for those who want to see it and try and analyze it. Maybe there's some kind of coded message in the gibberish, or something symbolic in what I went through. I'm too emotionally and mentally drained to fuck with it anymore. Okay. On to post 3. How many posts are there? 4, 5. Many. I forgot Cleverbot was a part of this. Okay. Oh, I'm tweaking. Okay. Post 3. September 10th, 2010. I know it's early in the morning. I've stayed up all night, and I can't sleep. I don't care if people see this. That's not the point. I just want the word to spread so I don't suffer for nothing. I've lost the will to type about this. The less I dwell on this, the better. I think the video just speaks for itself. I did what you guys told me to do. I played the Elegy of Emptiness song at the first prompt by the game I was given. But I think that's what the game, or Ben, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm even hearing the absurd idea that he exists in the game, wanted me to do. He's following me now, not just in the game. He's in my dreams. I see him all the time, behind my back, just watching me. I haven't gone to any of my classes. I've stayed in my dorm room with the windows closed and the blinds shut. That way, I know he can't watch me. But he still gets me when I play. When I play, he can still see me. The game is scaring me now. It talked to me for the first time. Not just using text that's already in the game. It spoke to me. Talked to me. It referenced Ben. It talked to me. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it wants. I never wanted this. I just want my old life back. Stuff like this doesn't happen to people like me. I'm just a kid, not even old enough to drink yet. It's not fair. Guys, we are so back. We're so very back. YouTube's technically been live this entire time, but it's fine. I think it's fine. Maybe. Possibly. It's fine. I'll figure that out at some point. Surely it hasn't been live this whole time. Okay. Anyway. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But we're so back. Should I wait for people to funnel in? Surely. Probably. We should wait for people to funnel back in. we're so back. We're so very back. Okay. I need to open the thing so I can see my YouTube chat. Okay. We're so back. We're no longer technical difficulties, which is good. It's so crazy that was ring bend around and my Wi-Fi shit broke out. I don't know, is that crazy? I think it's kind of crazy. I think it's kind of weird that happened. Maybe that's just me, but I personally think it's weird that happened. My Wi-Fi isn't even working on my phone. Okay, yes, never mind, I lied. Just kidding. Only joking, guys. Okay. I don't know when it cut out, so I'm just going to start from post 4. I'm pretty sure we finished post 4. Post 4, September 12th, 2010. Let me just clear things up. I know you guys are worried about Sable. I know you guys are worried, but Sable is okay. He finished moving out today, and he said he's going back home. He's just taken the semester off. I'm not sure what's happened. I have a vague idea, but you guys probably know more than I do. I'm Sable's roommate, and obviously, I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now. He stayed in his room all the time, fell out of contact with literally all his friends, and I'm pretty sure he hadn't eaten hardly anything. After the second day, I couldn't stay in there anymore, so I've been crashing at a buddy's place, only coming into my room to get stuff that I needed. I tried talking to him several times, but he would cut me off or keep the conversation brief when I asked him about his strange behavior. Is it even live? Okay, yeah, I'm fine. It's fine, guys. We're so back. We're actually truly back. Truly. Properly back. I tried talking to him several times, but he cut me off or keep the conversation brief when I asked him about his strange behavior. It was like he was convinced something was hunting him. Yesterday, I came to grab my philosophy book and he approached me, looking awful, like horrible bags under his eyes. He handed me a flash drive and gave me specific instructions. He told me that he needs me to do one last favor for him. He finally explained to me what had been going on. Gave me the account information to his YouTube account, and told me that he's getting away from here. They allowed him to play it again instead of trying to change things, and that he shouldn't have done that, and to upload the footage and inform people what happened. I told him he could do it himself, and he got this wild look in his eyes, told me that he is never looking at that game again. And that's the last thing he said to me. He never even said bye when his parents came to pick him up. I never even got to meet his parents. I honestly can't tell you what happened. When he spoke, it was kind of hard to understand him, and his fucked up appearance really distracted me. On the flash drive, there was the footage of the game last night. A text document with his name and a password for YouTube. And the third document called the truth.txt containing what he told me were his notes that he'd taken. He told me that this meant everything to him, that I followed his instructions exactly. Nothing. Normally, I wouldn't be so to the letter for a request over a fucking video game, but the way he spoke and the way he looked made me know that this was really serious, and I'm going to honor that. I've had this video since yesterday, but had to have someone help me use Pinnacle. That's not really my forte. But after watching it, I had to go back through and look at his other videos on his YouTube account to realize what was going on, and even then, I'm really confused. The video I'm releasing tonight, the truth.txt, will be released on September 15th, just as like he requested. I haven't dared peek at it yet, so the first time I see it will be the first time you see it, out of respect to my friend. To answer your questions, no, I haven't tried to call him yet. I think I'll give him a call tomorrow to see if he's okay or not. He should have gotten back home by now. About the video. In this video, I cut straight to when he loaded the Ben file in the game. Looking back, I realized that Stable left the save select screen in because it said different names sometimes, so my bad for that. But all it said this time was the same at the end of his last video, Lincoln Ben. Nothing different. I wasn't there when he played it, but it looks to me like the beginning. When he first spawns, he's testing out his equipment or seeing what items he has or something, because apparently they've changed randomly before. Even after that, I just think the game got too personal for him. Post 5, September 15th, 2010. Hey guys, Sable here. This will be the last time you'll be hearing from me, and this is my final gift to you. These are the notes that I have taken and the realizations I've made. Before I delve into this, I want to thank you for following me and thank you for listening. It feels like the weight of a powerful burden is about to be lifted. By the time you read this, I won't be around anymore. But after spending 4 days with this maddening game, I've begun to understand what's really at play here, and hopefully, after reading this, we can ensure that this never happens again. Hey Blue, welcome in, how are you? There are things that I could not share with you while this was going on due to the circumstances to which I'll explain. With Ben blocking any attempt I made to try and relay the truth to you, I tried, ever so subtly, to warn you guys in various ways. Amidst the chaos and my delirium, I devised to make a barely noticeable pattern in my videos. In all 5 videos I recorded over the 4 days, I have either the Mask of Truth, interacted with a Gossip Stone, or the Lens of Truth, eclipsed at some point. For the Zelda enthusiasts, these are all symbols of honesty and trustworthiness, and I hope that one of you may have picked up on that reference. As I played the file, which I would name Ben, being mindful of how Ben was watching over my every move in the game, I made a point to avoid doing anything too obvious, but I sent out a message to you guys. I never equipped the lens, nor the mask, nor visited a stone. It worked, and the video was uploaded. I prayed that someone would notice the pattern didn't apply to Ben. The tags followed suit too. I hope you guys paid attention to those as well. They were all my little messages to you. Nothing big enough that would catch Ben's attention or make him suspect anything. With Ben manipulating and changing my files, I honestly hope that what you guys saw was close to what actually happened, but there was no way for me to know. This may be a long read. I don't have time to proofread or make all my research pretty, but here it all is. September 6th, 2010. 11 p.m. Can't believe what happened. Not sure if this is some kind of elaborate hoax. Despite the fear, I can't help but be exceptionally curious about this. Who or what is the statue? Lots of questions here. I'm starting this document as a diary, so I can keep track of everything. I'm typing up a summary of what happened so I can come back to it later. September 7th, 2010. 10 past 2 a.m. Summary was posted here. You can go back and look at my first post for day 4.wmv for that. 4:23 a.m. I can't sleep. I've been trying so hard, but the harder I try, I just get more restless. I just feel like that statue is appearing whenever I close my eyes. 8:20 a.m. Didn't sleep at all. Just gonna start my day. I don't think I have the energy to go to class today. And then drove back to talk to that old man, taking my buddy Tyler with me just in case. 18 past 1 p.m. Back home now. No sign of the old man. Really weird that he appears to be moving the next day. But maybe the for sale sign was up yesterday and I just didn't notice. Tyler wants to know what's gone me all worked up. I didn't tell him. Going to eat. Feel like death. "6:46 p.m. Could have sworn driving back from Subway that I saw the allergy statue buried in some shrubbery staring at me go by. Now I definitely need sleep." 5 p.m. Don't think a lot of people would believe me if I told them about what's happening. I think I'm going to try and try posting this on the internet. I think I'll just use the summary. These notes are pretty sporadic. 6 p.m. Connected my capture card to my computer to upload the footage. Thought my computer froze for a second. Made the strange popping noise sound when I hooked everything up. But now it seems to be working fine again. My computer can't die on me now. 7 p.m. Footage is finished uploading. The quality's a lot better than I thought it would be. Gee, I guess this is a really special cartridge. I've never had it come through this clear before. 8:45 p.m. Thought I saw an icon pop up on my desktop that looked like the statue's face for a split second. Gave me quite the scare. But getting really unnerved and delirious. I'm going to crash after this. 9 p.m. Began uploading my YouTube video on an alternative account. 9:03 p.m. I don't remember having uploaded a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video last year. This was probably the account that I shared with a friend of mine last summer. I hope he doesn't mind me using it to upload this. 9:55 p.m. Posting my summary of day 4 with a link to the YouTube video. Going to try to stay awake, but I'm so tired right now. September 8th, 2010. 10:48 a.m. I had a dream about the statue. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream, that it would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hair stand up on end. I would turn around, that horrible, lifeless statue would be staring with those empty eyes. Hey Faye, welcome in. We're reading Ben Drowned and other such creepypastas. How are you doing? Merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben. Power of suggestion, most likely. Never before had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly. Just get new headphones, for real. I had to restart stream because Wi-Fi shut itself. Oh, return them. Get a refund, gang. "9:21 a.m. I really don't want to play this game again. I think I'm going to go back to see if that old man's there instead." Honestly fair. No old man. Oh, 1:35 p.m. No old man. But I had an interesting conversation with his neighbour. I'll post the full thing with my summary of tonight's attempt at playing the game. I'm going to wait for a bit though, and see if I can't dig up any information on this Ben guy. 2:45 p.m. I've been getting random, inexplicable headaches due to the lack of sleep, and keep hearing that song in my head. Also, it's flu season, so I need to be careful not to get sick. My immune system is going to be shit right now because of that all-nighter. 3:02 p.m. My computer just, on its own, opened up a text document and wrote the words hi and www.cleverbot.com by itself. What the fuck? Remember Cleverbot? I used to fuck up Cleverbot back in the day. I remember once I tried to get it to be like Ben drowned because of this story. The 9th of September, 2020, 2010. Conversation. User. Hello. Cleverbot. Hello. User. Who is this? Who is this? And how are you able to control my computer? Cleverbot. Who am I? User. Right. Forgot. You're a bot. Cleverbot. Do you really think that? User. Listen. I know whoever's fucking with my computer can see my screen right now. Cleverbot. Yes. User. Yeah. And I'll wager that you're one of those IT kids who thinks he's tough shit. You know what you're doing right now is illegal, right? Cleverbot. Is it? User. No shit. Are you familiar with the terms invasion of privacy? Get the fuck off my computer, kid. Cleverbot. I am your computer. User. Cool story. Anyway, I'm calling DPS. You picked a bad time to fuck with me, kid. Oh, I'm muted. I don't know when I unmuted. I think I muted to sneeze. I think it's the whole, like, Cleverbot conversation. No, I think it's, like, not that far up. Cleverbot. You connected me. User. How the hell did I connect you? Clever bot. Cables and cords. User. How? Clever bot. Tell me about yourself. User. What? Clever bot. Tell me about yourself. User. What do you mean? Clever bot. What is it that really scares you? User. What the fuck? Clever bot. Answer. User. No. Clever bot. Answer. User. What the fuck? How did you just open that by yourself? Clever bot. I'm your computer now. User. How much can you control? Clever bot. All. User. What do you want from me? Clever bot. To entertain. User. You're stuck inside there. You can't hurt me. Clever bot. Ha. User. Question mark. Clever bot. Go play. User. No. You can't hurt me. Clever bot. Took you longer to type that. User. So? Clever bot. You're not sure? User. If you're so powerful, why use a ridiculous website like this to chat with me? Clever bot. Less messy, more structured. Fun. User. Fun. Clever bot. Yes. Tradition. I like it. User. You think it's funny? Clever bot. Amusing. User. And my notes? Clever bot. You may write them down. User. Why are you letting me? Clever bot. It is amusing to see what you think of me. Window closes. What have I done? Oh, hang on. My bad. 3:50 p.m. What have I done? I've invited it into my computer. I continue to write these notes, write my summaries. I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own place of security. I don't know. I don't know if I'm hallucinating or not. I feel like I'm insane right now. I can feel it. Watching over me. Even as I type this. Ben is controlling everything in the game. Toying with me. Leading me like a sheep. But for what? What's the purpose? I know Ben drowned. But why these hauntings? What the fuck am I even doing? I can probably even see, it can probably even see this right now. I'd be kind of scared. I'd be kind of frightened. "4:35 p.m. Summary of Ben.wmv playthrough. 7:18 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. It tells me that he's sorry and wants to be free, and that I can free him. That just like how he got on my computer from the capture card, he can spread, but he needs my help. He says I'm special because I can help him. That is the first nice thing he has said to me. He promises to leave me alone if I do it. He swears he will. I don't know what to think right now. How can I even trust this thing? 7:20 p.m. I'm terrified of it. But now it's saying that it was just having fun. It's twisted and fucked up version of fun. He's saying that the game is over. I do want it to be over. He says that he just wants to be free. That he's trapped in the cartridge and my computer and he wants to be freed. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. I don't know how long I can deal with with the watching. It's watching my every move, every keystroke. I have nothing private anymore. I know everything that's been on my computer. It tells me that if it wanted, it could do horrible things to me. But it hasn't, so I should trust it. "8:01 p.m. Something tells me that I'm being played again, just like in the game. 9:29 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. I ignored it, and I went to take a shower. When I came to my laptop, I was welcomed with an image elegy statue staring at me with those dead eyes. I don't want to talk to him. 9:44 p.m. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking to you. 9:56 p.m. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking. 10:06 p.m. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking to you. 10:12 p.m. Fuck you, Ben. I'm not talking to you. 10:45 p.m. It's been more than half an hour and the messages have stopped. Ben has stopped. I'm beginning to think that Ben isn't confined to just my computer/cartridge. I'm beginning to feel something. It's hard to explain it. I've never been spiritual, but there's something different about the air in my dorm right now. 9:42 p.m. I'm beginning to see the elegy statue randomly as I search the internet in places I shouldn't. Places where he shouldn't be. I'd be scrolling it down, and suddenly I'd be staring at a picture of the elegy statue. September 9th, 2010. 12:35 a.m. My worst fears confirmed. Ben has tampered with my summary of ben.wmv. I looked at the summary that I posted on various forums for the ben.wmv file, and parts have been omitted. There is no mention of Ben existing outside the game. There is no mention of the Moon Children. How could he have been that quick to delete the post without me noticing? I'm wondering if maybe it appeared to me that I was posting everything, but in reality, Ben was posted his own censored version. I'm going to ask Ben why he did it. 12:50 a.m. He isn't responding to me on Cleverbot. It's just giving the generic responses it usually does. I'm just talking to a bot this time. 1:24 a.m. I think Ben is mad at me. 10:43 a.m. The Moon Children appeared in my dreams last night. They lifted up their masks to reveal their hideously disfigured faces. Maggots crawling out of their orifices, sunken black holes where their eyes should be. A yellow smile that slowly grew bigger and bigger as they came closer to me. They told me that they wanted to play. I tried to run from them, but the 4 children pinned me down to the ground with surprising strength. Over them stood the happy mask salesman, announcing that he had a new mask that he wanted me to try. His sudden movements matching his in-game appearance. He took out a mask modelled off of someone's face that I couldn't recognize. Is Fish working? Did Fish work? I don't think it worked. Oh no. No Fish. I think it broke. Fish broke. That's not good. Oh, it's because I went offline, didn't I? Let me reopen Fish. Let me fix Fish. Okay, I think it should work again, because it's like connected again. That's what I assume anyway. That's what I hope. He took out a mask modelled off of someone's face that I couldn't recognize. a younger looking face, and handed it to the moon children. Giggling, they lashed it to my face, their horrible, broken bodies bouncing up and down. Two of them held me down, while the other two began to sew the mask to my face. My shrieks and screams caused the happy mask salesman's face to turn into the most horrific smile I had ever seen. He sporadically moved around, examining his procedure like a curious doctor. In that impossible moment, I flailed around, but it was no use. My eyes rolled in the back of my head because of the pain. It felt so real, but I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up no matter how hard I tried. I couldn't wake up. After the mask was melted into my flesh, they began sewing my legs together, then my arms. The horrific feeling of a needle puncturing your legs and pulling them in, rupturing your Achilles tendons and tying them together resonated through my entire body. I tried to scream, but the mask was pressed so tightly against my face that it was my new face, and my new face had no mouth. I didn't make a sound. I tried telling myself in my head that I was dreaming, but telling myself again and again, and suddenly the moon children stopped and looked at me. They just stared, and the happy mask salesman bent down and stared at me, inches away from my face, and grinned when he simply said, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before the moon children resumed, with increased... Oh, where am I? Before the moon children resumed, with increased vigor, I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up. It wouldn't let me wake up until they had crafted me into an elegy statue. I woke up sweating, crying, and shaking uncontrollably. I immediately ran to my computer and went for Ben. October 9th, 2010. Conversation 1. User. Answer me, Ben. Cleverbot. Welcome back. User. What is the point of doing this? Why? Cleverbot. Amusing to see. User. How? Cleverbot. Fun to play. Fun to toy with you. Make you feel safe. User. ... Cleverbot. I wonder how you would have reacted. User. To what? Cleverbot. If I hadn't revealed myself and stayed hidden. Only doing little things to play with you. Close out your windows. Turn off your computer. Move your mouse by itself. Little things. Make you wonder if I'm there, but you never know. Give you little hints that I am. Cleverbot. I want to do something different with you. User. You did this before? Cleverbot. Yes. And I'll do it again. User. To who? Ben? Cleverbot. User. Did you know Ben? Cleverbot. Won't tell that information to you. User. How did Ben die? Cleverbot. You know. User. No. But how did he drown? Cleverbot. Won't tell that to you. User. Why? Cleverbot. It is reserved for another. User. Who? Cleverbot. Another who asks. User. When? Cleverbot. Later. The window is closed. I'm beginning to think that this thing maybe isn't Ben at all. In its sadistic nature, I wouldn't be surprised if it took the boy's name after killing him. 12:04 p.m. My room is beginning to feel different again. There's something out there. I feel very threatened. Like there is something that is trying to reach out to me and strangle me, but I can't quite get there. 12:46 p.m. I think Ben doesn't want to play with me anymore. I'll play again. I'll play the game again. Ben, can you see this? I'll play the game again. Please. Just stop this. Please. 1:41 p.m. I'm going insane trying to decide what is real and what isn't. Is Ben just playing a trick on me, or is this for real? Is Ben generating these replies, or are people actually posting them? Did I just see that screen flicker, or was it my imagination? Imagine depending on the internet and trusting your eyes for your entire life, and then being blinded. You can't rely on it anymore. You second guess everything. For the brief moments I am looking at my response to the videos, people were pointing out things that looked fake or photoshopped or whatever. And there's literally no way for me to know if Ben changed something on purpose to try and shut me up, or if maybe those replies were just constructed by Ben to try and discourage me from even reaching out. See? I get caught up in an infinite mind loop like this, and this is what has been wearing on my sanity and pushing me to the edge. As I'm writing this, there is no way of even telling if anyone even cares as much as I think they do. Just another trick. Does this whole document even exist? Am I writing nothing? Conversation 2. User. What is it? What's the point of playing? I die whenever I do anything. Cleverbot. You die because you can't figure out the secret. User. What? Cleverbot. Thematic. User. What are you talking about? Cleverbot. There's beauty in your suffering. The window is closed. 4:09 p.m. Ben is making me play the game again. It tells me that it has something very important to show me. 6:23 p.m. Summary of the drown.wmv playthrough. 9:09 p.m. Summary of children.wmv playthrough. September 10th, 2010. 11:52 a.m. The drown.wmv playthrough was up when I woke up today. I remember typing it up, but I don't ever remember posting it. He censored it again. There is no mentioning of the old man. I have no voice anymore. I'm only posting what he wants me to. I own the mask he uses to disguise himself as he lies. 11:55 a.m. There's an entire video summary of a video that I don't remember doing. Remembering through the summary, this sounds morbid. Resembling my dream from 2 nights ago, except on a far more sadistic scale. These moon children, there's something more to them. Almost as if they're another entity from Ben. Something happened last night that I can't remember. I'm posting the 4th summary to the forums now. Shadow of my chair moved. 12 p.m. Ben won't let me visit YouTube. I can browse the rest of the sites, but he keeps on exiting the window when I go on YouTube. Why? 2:02 p.m. I'm feeling the air start to constrict. I don't think I'm alone here. Whatever aura has been here is getting more violent. 2:44 p.m. I'm trying to contact Ben on Cleverbot. He's not responding. I just get the AI. Hey Raya, the chat's not showing up in OBS. That's weird. Oh, that's strange. Maybe I need to do the thingy. We're reading Ben Drought. But me... I forgot how you grab it. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's weird. Okay, hang on. Yeah, I mean, I have the chat widget in OBS, but it wasn't working for some reason. But I can bring it back up. Ooh. I think. Yeah, we're so back. Because my Wi-Fi went out earlier. So I think the chat was being silly. It did the same with like clickbait and stuff. But we are so back. (2:02 p.m.) I'm feeling the air start to constrict. I don't think I'm alone here. What aura has been here is getting more violent. 2:44 p.m. Oh, we've already been here. Okay. (3:51 p.m.) My ears aren't fooling me. I'm hearing the reverse song of healing. I keep hearing it. 4:24 p.m. Now I'm positive of it. Earlier, I thought it was a weird coincidence, but just now, I went to open my window, and 3 floors down, at ground level, I saw the old man. I'm completely positive I did. The same guy. He was just staring up at my window, standing in the middle of campus. If any students took notice of him, they didn't seem to acknowledge it. When my notes end, I fled my room, taking the cartridge with me. I don't want to go into details of what happened. I'll lose my train of thought as I hammer out these last details. It's been roughly 2 days since then. This is my last summary and service to you of the final video you guys saw. Matt.wmv. The last video entry I made, Matt.wmv, began as normal. I spawned in the clock tower as usual, and nothing seemed to be out of place. Determined to set things right and play the Oath of Order on top of the clock tower on the 4th day, I prepared myself. I sped up time and got to the final day. Making my way to the observatory. As I got up to the telescope room and approached the astronomer, he would not let me into his telescope. He told me that it would be cheating and that I should follow the rules. Despite my repeated efforts, the game would not let me do the 4th day glitch, no matter how hard or what I tried. I tried working around the game and doing the glitch, but it was adamant this time. Regardless of this, I simply had the illusion of free will in prior games. Regardless of if I simply had the illusion of free will in prior games, this time, the game became more aggressive than anything I've ever seen. It eventually told me to go to a canyon, where the game would end and it would stop haunting me. Anxious and desperate to end this nightmare, I played the Song of Soaring and ended up there. I was told to check my inventory, that I would find the answers there to end the game. I arrived at Ikana Canyon and saved my progress at the owl statue. As I searched through my inventory, I finally noticed that I was missing a reoccurring song, The Elegy of Emptiness. Obviously, once I travelled there and learnt the song, I suppose that was the last thing I needed to do before Ben decided it had enough fun playing with me. Ben is a manipulator. He tries to fool his victims into security and makes you drop your guard like a Venus flytrap. He ensnares them. I am nothing but a puppet to him. He enjoys seeing what kind of human emotions he can tap into by doing different things. There are still some things about this whole experience that still don't make sense. But then again, I was never good at figuring out these things, and I'm not exactly in the right state of mind to. I'm giving you all the pieces of the puzzle for you to analyze and piece together the missing links. I am typing these closing thoughts on the library computer on campus. I've emailed myself the notes I have stored on my infected computer from the last 4 days. I'm then going to combine these copy-paste notes with the closing/openings that I've been typing here on the safe public computer into one text document. I'm not taking any chances spreading Ben. I would not wish this horrible torment on anyone. I've made sure to have all my bases covered here. I didn't run into any problems with Ben when I was back on my computer trying to email myself the notes. And went right under his nose. He has no idea what he just let me do. Had no problems opening the text document from my infected computer in my email either. I can't describe to you how it feels to finally be able to get the word out in this post. The nightmare ends here. Okay, we're nearing the end of Bend Round. That said, do not download any of my videos or anything about my videos for a YouTube video / audio ripper, a screen grab, whatever. I don't know how he can spread, but I know that just watching them on YouTube / reading my text won't be allow him to spread. Otherwise, he wouldn't have needed my help in the first place. But I strongly recommend you not take anything you see streaming online into your personal computer. This will be my last post. I'm putting up the forum here for the world. If you see my post from me after today's current date, September 12th, after the current time, 12:08 a.m., discredit them. It already was proven to me that Ben can access my account's password and manipulate my computer. And like I said, I have no idea to what extent it can do this. But know that it will do anything to break free. He is desperate. To ensure your safety, just forget about me. Please. And obviously, this goes without saying, but from here on out, do not download any images I may have put up, any files, anything. This 5th day will be my last day. I'm going to burn the cartridge and then come back to destroy my laptop. Again, even though I don't even know you, this is sort of bittersweet for me. This semester, I really didn't have any friends, or rather, I stopped paying attention to them. But I suppose that's partly to blame because I am the genius who picked to live in a single. I suppose someone to get a hold of me and save me before I got too immersed into this game would have literally saved my life. However, it proved too much for me. I'm just glad it happened to me. I could get the warning out so that Ben dies here. Lastly, thank you for taking the time to open this and open yourself up to hearing my story. Despite maybe not believing me, you didn't have to do that. Really, you shouldn't have. Your support this entire time has kept me from going, and now I'm finally through with this. Thanks again. What did you guys think? Did you guys rock with it heavy? Did you guys rock with Ben Drowned? It took another hour. That's crazy to me. It barely feels like I. It just doesn't feel like I was doing it for long. Okay, we're gonna rate out. Well, first I'm gonna say bye to YouTube and replay because I don't think there's rating in those thingies. I don't think so. Probably. Okay. No. All right. Okay, I'm gonna end on replay and YouTube. Thank you everyone on replay and YouTube. Interesting. I should message you, Flora, and ask you about YouTube things. I message Raya about replay things because I don't think I really understand it.